So what I've decided to do instead, I need to get, I think, rid of one of these pieces here. I think it'll be the shorter piece. Actually, I think that might be enough to do what I want, so we'll get rid of the longer piece. Okay, all right. We're just gonna loop that around, and I've put kind of a knot in the end, just I don't know why it happened, but I couldn't have shown it to you anyway because it would have been so small you wouldn't have been able to see what I was doing. So we're just going to loop that one around there, finish that thread off, and then what I'm going to do is attempt something I probably shouldn't. Oh, but it's the fun of it all, isn't it? The fun of experimenting and trying and never knowing unless you try. So as soon as I get my needle threaded here, oh my gosh, come on, it's not that hard. There we go. I'm just gonna do a little bit of plain weaving up to here, and then, or maybe up to here. And then what I think I'm gonna do is just wrap those so that I have an open spot, but I also don't want my warp thread showing. Honestly, I would probably never do this in a real weaving. However, this is, you know, me doing something like I said I probably shouldn't have. So let's just go ahead and weave this in. I'm not really going to be able to probably do this the proper way. But, oops, and then I unthreaded my needle already. I saw that coming. Okay. Let's just poke those down where they belong. I hope you can see this. I don't want to zoom in too far because sometimes the camera doesn't like it when I zoom in too far. Let's go a little further. Whoops, not that way. Let's go this way. And I will attempt to stay in camera with you. Let's do this again. My end is getting rather fuzzy here. I may have to cut it off a little bit to get it to go through. Well, all right, fuzzies go. And of course these scissors aren't the sharpest in the world. But, you know, that's life. I cleaned up a little bit in here. Mistake. I know, Eileen. I know, it's a mistake. Eileen was telling me in her last comment that never put anything where you think it'll be safe or know where it's at because, yeah. Okay, I just need to get under that one and over that one. There we go. Okay. I love this gray. It's got kind of a lighter gray and a darker gray in it. It kind of looks blue, but it's not. So let's just continue with this. Get this little space filled up here. Oops, don't want to pull that one so tight. Another problem is my warp threads are getting looser because they're stretching a little bit. This cardboard is giving a little bit, and yeah, it's... Oh my gosh. Honestly, guys, right now my eyes are just like, I don't know what they're doing, but everything is not cool. Oh well. That's just the way it goes. I really don't like the way my warp threads are showing, so I'm going to really poke those down. Hopefully I did leave myself enough of this. Possibly. Possibly not. I'm working right now with just a regular weight yarn that I have pulled apart to make it smaller for this project. Oh, we're getting down to the end of the needle here, the end of where I can safely go with this without, but I can finish with the other piece. I should have saved the longer piece, is what I should have done. Oops, get out of that knot. That's not where we want to be. Okay, so I'm going to pull that through. Yeah, and as you can see, see this gray really, to me right now, using it here, looks a lot more blue. Oh, this is not ideal. Okay. Always leave your longer thread. My take on it. Okay, let's see if we can just pull this down and kind of finish off across the bottom here with that piece. Okay. So this is the problem with the tweezers too. I think I have it hooked and I don't. Probably a small crochet hook would work really well for this, but I don't have I have a normal 5mm, and then I have one that is so tiny I can't even see the end on it, which I have crocheted tiny things before with, but I won't be doing that on camera because that's a hit and miss because I can't see the end of it at all. It's that little, might as well just be the shaft of the hook because, with no hook on it, because, yeah. Okay, and something tells me that we're good. Okay. So this is going to be the last of, I hope, the really truly fiddly little parts. Pulling this through here. Oops, I gotta go over. Then I gotta go under. This fringe is really getting in the way. But I don't want to cut it until I'm done with the weaving, because I'm not sure how I'm going to cut it yet. Okay, there we go. Alright, come on there. There we go. Okay, that looks like crap. Let's put it that way, because it kind of does. Alright, let's get the bigger piece. And I think I'm going to start attempting to wrap my... Don't even know if this is going to work. Not done it before. So, another of my mother's old sayings is the first time for everything. Yeah. Sorry guys, the struggle of threading the needle here is just, I don't know what its deal is. I've got to get the end of this off because I had another idea that I decided not to do. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is, and I'll probably be sorry, I'm going to try, I think I need to weave in one more row of my regular, just tabby weave, and can I get under that one? That would be amazingly wonderful, but I think I've knotted them together very tight. There we go, yeah. Okay, because I need to get my warp threads straightened out here a little bit. I'm just going to leave those two tails and push this down because I don't like all that white showing. And I'm not sure what I can do about that one. Can I lift it up? No, I would never weave in full size this way, okay? So, those of you who are weavers, not what I would do, no. Okay. Alright, now what I'm going to try to do... There it is. So I'm just going to try to go around each of the threads and leave an open space. I can see you guys who actually know how to weave going, oh my god, you idiot. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. Let's try, oh my gosh, you idiot. Yeah. So let's try to do this. See if we can get it to work. What I'm trying to do is just go around each individual thread. Or those warp strings, just to hide them. Yeah, this is getting to be a problem here. Not sure what I could do to hold those down so that they're not catching on the thread that I'm using at this time. Yeah, I need to go around that one again. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I am making a mess. And unfortunately, my mess is a little too small too. And I will be turning the weaving for sure. Okay, if I can get this going the way I want it to. Let's get that gray down a little bit. I am going over that one. Yeah. I'm pulling my threads together. I'm basically kind of just sewing right now. This is just to get me a start and cover up the warp threads I don't want to show. So go back through that one. I'm just going to make these stitches here. And hopefully that's going to hold everything right there, and then I can get started with what I want. Or what I think I want. tails are just, yeah. Okay, I'm going to flip it back over. I hope I'm not making anyone sick with all of my flipping and flopping here, but yeah, it's kind of how it's going to go, I guess. All right. I'll be going over this one. And we're going to start under these where it's bigger, and that should go a lot easier and better. I'm turning it so that you'll see it going the right direction, because doing it upside down is working much better for me to see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to go around and around and around these warp threads till I get them filled in. Kind of like so. All right, so now I am going to start, and I've decided I'm just going to put this piece in and kind of do a similar thing that I did here, and just kind of run it down that way. And this is probably going to do it for this week. It's probably going to go into number 4, where we will finish next week. I'm just wrapping that around there so it stays. My warp threads are getting very loose. It's making it easier to weave in things like this, but it's not exactly what I want. I have no way to tighten them. I just found out tonight through attempting to talk to my children. One of them is going through some issues in life right now, so it wasn't a very productive three-way talk, but I'm going to be having Christmas here, which I did not think I was going to. I did not plan for. So now all of a sudden with Christmas, only a few weeks away, I have got to plan for Christmas, which is fine because I've wanted to host Christmas since I moved in here. Oh, one of my hairs is in there. I've wanted to really bad, and now all of a sudden, guess what? I'm having Christmas. Very last minute, so I've got to go tomorrow and start getting some things. Do you know, I don't even have a Christmas tree. I had one, And I decorated the first couple of years, and it was kind of like I never thought I'd have Christmas here because we always went to one daughter's or the other's. And so I, after the first couple of years, stopped decorating. Just feeling kind of down about it. And although I did enjoy Christmas and being with my families at their homes, so my Christmas tree was stored in the basement, and one year we had a lot of rain. I mean, there was a lot. There was flooding and stuff. Not serious flooding, but enough. And my basement got wet, and the box my tree was in got really moldy, and the tree smelled like mold. So I just threw it out, and I just never bought another one because I was like, well, I'm probably never going to have Christmas. My children have their own homes now, and they're enjoying having them, and yeah. So I just never replaced the Christmas tree. I put away all my decorations. I don't even know where they're all at. So I have all of a sudden got to get ready to have Christmas. And there will be, at least 6 adults and 3 kids. So yeah, it's I've got to get ready for all that now, all of a sudden. Very last minute, but I'm so excited to be able to have Christmas here. It's been my dream, and like I said, I was kind of enjoying my children, having their own homes and their families and going to their homes for Christmas. Although, yes, I was rather upset that I didn't have Christmas here after I got divorced and moved here and stuff, but it's all about being with family, not where it's at so much. And so, yeah, so now all of a sudden I am hosting Christmas, which is very exciting, but also now it's become very stressful because I have to work, and thank goodness it'll be the weekend after Christmas because I have to work Christmas Eve, and then the only day I have off in the whole mix is Christmas Day. And so, did I just do something stupid here? Probably. So, yeah, so we will be having it the weekend after Christmas, but yeah, there's going to be a lot to do now because I need to make food, and I need to get this house straightened out, and I've got some projects that I was going to do earlier in the year, and I didn't get them done, and I put them off, and now I really need to do a few of those because I did buy my house. It's an old house, and I did buy it as a fixer-upper, and I'm just getting kind of slow on the fixer-upper part. So I really need to now get a few of the things done. It's a little paint here and there because I started on some things, and I did not get them finished. And that kind of stuff, so I've got a lot to do before Christmas. So I'm probably going to be leaving you here today, and I apologize, but I think we're going to have to go into week number 4 because I am really excited, but I'm also kind of stressed. So anyway, at this point, this is kind of how this other fuzzy part's looking. It's a little thicker, but once I get the wefts on woven in here, I'll be beating it down a ways, and maybe it won't look quite so big and fluffy. This one looked really fluffy too, if you remember, until I kind of, until I wove more yarn in and jute twine and that, and then I just kind of beat it down, as I call it, and yeah, it became thinner, but this is what we're looking at. I'm sorry if you didn't see a lot of that. Though the warp threads are getting very loose now, it's still kind of a chore getting them to, as you can see, this end one is super loose, and there's not a thing that one I can pull a little bit to make it tighter, but it's a little late now to tighten the rest of them. So we will just go ahead and weave around to get this one down, and this, the roving, down where I want it, and then we're going to go from there. The weaving is probably going to go about up to here. It's not going to be much bigger, much taller, because I do need to leave enough of the warp threads so that I can wrap it around a dowel or a stick or whatever I choose to use, so that we will be able to hang it up in the boho room box. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And like I said, my apologies, we're gonna have to go into number 4 because I have all of a sudden got Christmas to plan and put together and a lot of things to do. So yeah, I apologize for making it another, carry on, but it's kind of, I don't have much choice right now. So I have decided to go ahead and just weave in those threads so that I can kind of push that roving down like I talked about. I'm sorry this video is so chatty and my saying so much stuff, but I got really nervous when I was doing this because I just found out that, about the Christmas thing, and there's that little panic that sets in, like, oh my gosh, I've only got so much time, I've only, you know what I was saying, so, yeah, but I'm really excited, but I'm really stressed, so, anyway, what I'm doing is just a plain weave here, and, it's just the back and forth, over and under, and what I do decide to do in the end of this is I do decide that, I'm going to just go ahead and try to weave straight across when I get all finished, weaving around the roving. Then I'm just going to weave straight across just to even the whole weaving out again. And so that's what I'm doing with that after I get this done. And yeah, that's kind of how it's going to go here for the rest of this. So I will speed this up and be back to you in a few minutes. So that's it. I've pretty much got this all woven through. It's pretty evened out, maybe a little higher on the one side, but it's not, I don't think it's going to show. Here I'm showing you exactly how all of this is looking, and I know with all the tails it looks like quite the mess. But I think it's going to be really neat when we get it all done, and I do have a little bit more I want to do on the top part before we end it off, attach whatever I'm going to attach it to, and get it ready to be hung on the wall of our little project. So again, I'm sorry, this is going to go into part 4. Right now I'm just stressing, so it can't be helped, but I will see you for part 4 next Tuesday, and I hope that everyone has a really great weekend. Bye bye.